What are the results? So we talked about the strategy is something that you implement, and by implementing you get a result. Otherwise, it's a piece of paper that looks nice on the wall.
Hablamos del valor de la implementación, si no la estrategia en papel no sirve para nada, este es un resultado.
So this is aluminum rolling plant. I just give you some different industries, but for this plant, these were important things to measure.
Para esta planta en particular, estos eran indicadores importantes para la planta.
Not by us, by the client.
No por nosotros, sino el cliente.
So you understand downtime?
Sí, tiempo de parada, digamos.
Production rate to output?
Producción.
Mean time between failure? Number of problems, like events. Yeah? In recorded in their maintenance management system or their event system. As you can see that downtime is reducing, which is good. And somehow everything else goes in the right direction because all of these are connected.
Todos van en la dirección apropiada porque están todos interconectados.
It's also important for us that is this sustainable?
El comentario de sostenibilidad también es importante.
How many times you've seen an improvement and if you show a little bit longer, it goes back.
¿Cuántas veces habéis visto una mejoría que cuando se mira más allá ha ido otra vez más?
So this is where we finish with the support and we left something behind.
La línea indica el final de la intervención externa.
I'll talk a bit on the end, and this was after that. So the performance were maintained well after the project.
So, el rendimiento siguió después del
developing and implementing the strategy.
Después de implementar las prácticas.
This is iron ore smelter plant. For them, important was utilization, like availability.
En este caso era disponibilidad.
And this was also different parts of the plant and all trended in the right direction with some shutdowns for different reasons. This was some technology issues as well. One important thing is when you apply asset strategy and you think about actions, there can be three types of actions in general. One, actions that they are asset management related. Another set of actions, they are more capital. You need money. You say, give me money, I'll give you reliability. And the third one is technology. If you have a wrong technology, it doesn't matter what you do, it's not working for different reasons. Yeah? So what I'm referring to is no technology, no capital.
So, estos ejemplos, las acciones pueden ser de tres tipos diferentes, con capital, cambio tecnológico o de gestión de activos. Estos ejemplos solo tienen acciones de gestión de activos.
Or if it's capital, only small operational maintenance budget, not replacement.
Y si hay capital, no es capital de reemplazo de equipos, sino proyectos pequeños.
And the last thing that I want to share with you, and on the internet, in the presentation I have a couple more slides because of the time and need for translation. I thought it's going to go slow, so I use only slides to finish on time.
Ya sabes, estamos intentando terminar a tiempo.
But you remember that definition of the 4-generation companies. We used to say over the last 10 years how important is the learning organization.
Muy a menudo hablamos de la organización que tiene capacidad para aprender y la importancia de eso.
So if you are developing your asset strategy and you are not communicating that strategy to your company, so they all have the shared understanding of the strategy to some form of a learning connectivity in the organization, first, it may work, but it's not going to be sustainable.
So, si se desarrollan estrategias de gestión de activos, pero no se comunica el paradigma filosófico o la importancia de la filosofía detrás de las acciones a la organización, se cambiará y se mejorará, pero no será sostenible.
So as we were working from project to project, we understood what were the needs for learning. What are these best needs for learning? And one was what universities were doing. and providing the basis for learning.
So, en los últimos 4 años hemos entendido las necesidades de aprendizaje de
But
los,
the other one were the practical things that needs to happen to understand the processes.
y por un lado hay la área académica que es muy importante, pero también la parte práctica para la gente que entienda el porqué de manera más práctica.
So we just call asset management school, but that's elements that we believe are important and we have applied them so far.
So, estos son los elementos que creímos que eran importantes y que hemos aplicado hasta el momento.
So you can see on the fundamentals, it's a defect elimination and defect elimination in design. Before, 2 years ago, we only had defect elimination. But when we saw the statistics, that external contribution, we went back and developed one module to communicate a defect elimination in design, and this module is for your engineers. It's for your suppliers.
So, entendimos la importancia de la eliminación de defecto en diseño años después de empezar, porque vimos que los ingenieros de diseño y los proveedores no estaban.
In Catch, we deploy this to our engineers
So
because they are the one designing plates.
So, esto lo usamos con ingenieros de nuestra compañía.
Second one is asset strategy. To develop a good asset strategy, you need to know about criticality because everything that you do in your life is based on the criticality and risk.
Importante aprender
That's how we live our life.
criterio de criticidad y riesgo porque es como
You
vivimos.
need to understand what are 5 processes, 5 steps.
Los 5 procesos que se explicaron.
You need how to monitor for defects,
Cómo aprender a reconocer y a trazar, digamos, los defectos.
how to recognize them.
Cómo reconocerlos.
You need to know how to do condition monitoring in the context of recognizing these defects and picking early.
Cómo adaptar el monitoreo de condiciones a esta filosofía de
If
defectos.
something crosses the gate and it's inside and become a problem, you need to know how to get stronger next time. So you need to know how to problem solve.
So, se tiene que entender el por qué pasó, por qué fue un defecto que entró en la compuerta y mejorar.
And to underpin the asset criticality, you need to put a little bit of a calculation to make sense. Maybe what you are doing today is the best thing for today, but may not be the best thing for 10 years from now.
Se tiene que mirar el valor presente, digamos, entender la...
Which is covered by life cycle costing, and the previous
Stop.
speakers spoke about some of these approaches. And the last bit in the learning is defect elimination practices. These are the fundamental thing. Again, from the statistics, we looked at where were the common grouping of problems across many areas, and is there something that people can learn about a good practice that irrespectively where they operate, in different industries, in different environments, that would be useful to understand. So we come up so far with these elements.
So, estos son elementos que se vieron como importantes en diferentes industrias para practicantes.
And
Digamos.
this is just example of some that
Solo
we are working on.
Ejemplos que estamos trabajando ahora
And we are phrasing this in the context of defect
en
elimination,
el contexto de eliminación de defectos.
which
¿no?
is rotating equipment care that concentrate has elements of lubrication, bearing care, gearbox care, assembly care. These were the most common things, not all what we need, but the most common.
No es todo lo que necesitamos, pero es lo más común.
Then the other one was structural asset care. We found the structural asset care actually to be misunderstood because that life of a structure, it's, let's say it's 10 years and then you have a corrosion and you have a different risk, was kind of out of the asset strategy. And then when the impact of the structural assets comes, the organizations sometimes go out of business.
So, el impacto de las estructuras es muy significativo cuando ocurre, pero a menudo se deja de lado cuando se
You
desarrollan
have to build the
estrategias.
structure into the asset strategy.
Se tiene que poner dentro de las estrategias de gestión de
Electrical
activos.
equipment care and so on. And on the other side was operating discipline
Y la disciplina operacional, un elemento clave.
and other elements, and just
Etcétera.
not to list them all. Just give you some idea that if you want something sustainable, you have to underpin with the learning organization.
La idea es que para conseguir resultados sostenibles la organización se debe convertir en una organización que aprende.
Thank you.
Gracias.